Just refresh my page. Should be. Yes, we are. We indeed are. Yeah, just scroll it down. Yeah.
And
There
we
you
are
go.
live.
We are.
Wait, what happened? Wait, this happened. What am I doing?
Again, share on the.
Wait, hon. I'll get this down.
Okay. Welcome. Welcome. Willkommen wieder.
Okay, are we live?
Yep, we are
Wait,
live.
are we live here?
Not yet. Now press. There you go.
I'll get this down somehow.
Now we are live.
We're live.
We
All
are
right.
live. Welcome to Abracadabra, Create What You Speak. I'm iLan Azoulai. This is Gina Ann. This is an empowerment program for you who are ready to reclaim your power, to remember your gifts, and to bring them out to the world for your enjoyment and for the benefit of the world.
Nice.
I'm a spiritual mentor and a sound therapist for you who are ready to reclaim your power. And Gina is an intuitive spiritual counselor, and she is an inner child specialist. That's what's fun about it, right?
Exactly. So you see what we're doing now?
So what I'm doing now? This is Palo Santo, and some people like sage. I don't like sage.
I like sage, but
It's
Palo
too
Santo
sharp.
is the
It's like too sharp. Yeah.
sainted wood.
So holy wood. Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
No. Yeah. And this is like in the South American. It's a South American tree, and it needs to be down. I think for tens of years before they can actually use it for this. And very earthy. Connects you back to your primal, to your root chakra, to your sacral chakra. And the best thing about this, it removes odors.
It removes odors. It removes everything. It's spiritual and it's practical.
Practical.
So,
yeah.
Welcome.
How you doing, Gina?
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
It's been an interesting week.
It's been interesting week or 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been we've had a lot of.
There's a lot of things. My sister
frustration.
Frustration.
So yeah, your sister was here from Israel.
My sister was here from Israel. We drove to San Francisco, and on the way back, and on the way up there, a lot of such a beautiful scenery.
Well, and we're in a heat wave here, but it was raining in San Francisco, right?
Yeah, it was like
it's like 89, 90 degrees here. So
yeah, it's like we're swimming in our
in our boob sweat. So I'm so glad you all joined. We have some fun topics and some tools to offer you today.
Yes, absolutely. Glad that you're here.
Yeah.
You can all the chats. If you want to chat, you want to ask a question, please write it down. You can connect to us through here.
Hi,
hello
Ernie.
everybody there.
Hi Sahar. Hi Sean.
I forgot that this camera was working.
Yeah, no, we've got it.
You kind of snuck it in.
I did it.
You snuck it in.
I always sneak it in. So, stay tuned. Again, it's going to be really fun. We're going to offer some tools. Our topic for today is
choices.
Right?
Well, here's the thing. It's not just the choices. It's not about the choices themselves, but about what place within ourselves do we inhabit when we're making a choice, right? So I like to take the Sunday shows and kind of go over what I talk on the Friday talks. Right, and this Friday talk was about choices, but really what it was about is about the place that we inhabit when we make a choice. What place do we inhabit? You asked earlier, we talked earlier, how do you know I'm making the right choice, right? So what place am I inhabiting? And it ties to the weekly portion of Vayetze, where it says Jacob left Beersheba and went to a different town called Haran, and it says he left like as if he's walking out like road trip, right?
I love road trips.
Road trips are great.
Which you just made.
I just made.
But there's many choices.
So the thing is that he went on his road, but the really reason he left was because his brother Esau wanted to kill him because he stole his birthright. He didn't steal his birthright. Right. He bought it with the balls of lentil. Esau, his brother, was the birthright the one that had the birthright,
Mm-hmm.
and he was a hunter, and he came home and he said, he saw Jacob cooking something. He says, "What is this red? Feed me with this thing." Like he was hungry, and he killed somebody that day. It was in battle. So Jacob said, "I'll give you this bowl of lentils because it was lentils, so red lentils, if you sell me your birthright."
Mm-hmm.
And Esau said, "Who gives a rat's ass about birthright? Take it. Give me just this bowl of lentils." And then Esau regretted it and he wanted to kill Jacob to get it back. But dude, too late, man.
Too late.
Too late.
So,
Snooze.
so
Snooze.
there's a
So,
right choice and a wrong choice, or is there?
well, no,
See,
you see, I don't know if it's as it's a
exactly.
very tricky. It's a very tricky thing.
That's what I get in my
But
practice, don't you? What choice do I make? Am I making the right choice? Am I on the right
that's
path?
right. That's right. But it comes from the place that you're in. So what place we're in? So the reason he said is it should say, and Jacob escaped because his mother told him, "Listen, your
Right.
brother want to kill you." Says Jacob escaped, but no, it said Jacob kind of nonchalantly left Beersheba.
Mhm.
And this is a great lesson for us for every day, is never to make a choice from a charged place,
And emotional,
an emotional place.
as you all know.
Never to make a life altering decision from an emotional place or from any substance, uh,
Any
any substance,
chemical substance or
what do
alcohol,
presence,
drugs.
anything. Uh, it's just because it is an altered state. So when we are in this when we are in an emotional state and we make a choice, what kind of a choice, what kind of an outcome do we get?
Well,
You know, so it's
from my
like
experience and experience with my clients, I always say, whatever modality you have, mine is to take a breath and hold that breath as long as, if I'm emotionally triggered, take a breath as long as you can. I mean, as long, not that works too, but I take it, I hold it until I can't hold it anymore and I let it out. Because what happens when we make a choice from the emotional state, it's a reaction rather
mhm,
than a response.
exactly,
And you want to respond. That all
exactly.
ties in communication. Communication is the key. So that's one tool that I use and I offer. Another tool, sometimes breathing doesn't help. It's very silly, but here's a tool. It seems to work. You clap really fast because the energy gets diverted into your hands.
Mhm.
Seems very silly. Hi, Liz. But it actually does work, especially with children, because children sometimes, when they're in emotion, they're in fight or flight.
So you go to their face and
No, I don't do their face. I don't slap them, but I teach them to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then it immediately
there we go,
gets them
brings
out
their
of that
attention.
stage.
Also, what happens here? It's interesting that you're doing this because in addition to the 1, 2, 3, you have the sound.
Ah,
You have the
didn't think of
attention,
that.
to that what's going on. So everything is
Yeah.
because we can't really silence our mind. Our mind has to be always focused. So if we focus our mind on one thing, let's say breathing or bringing your attention to here,
Mm-hmm.
uh, we're focusing one thing, and that's the same thing with meditation is to
Mm-hmm.
focus on one thing, not to
Right.
just like, oh, clean your mind. This is not you can't stop your mind.
No, because when you're in the emotional states, it's in the limbic system, right? And it sits in the amygdala. Therefore, we're in this fight or flight, and everything shuts down. It's like a computer. Like all the logic completely shuts down. So until you
Totally.
regroup and get into a centered place, which is sometimes hard. Sometimes we I think you like the term ping pong.
Yeah, ping
He's
pong.
a ping pong back.
Ping pong guy.
So that's one tool. I mean, I would love to hear some of the choices that you had to make this week.
Especially when it comes to choices, but not necessarily the choices themselves. It's just what place did you inhabit when you made this choice?
Mhm.
Did you make a choice and then you said, oh, you know what, I was too hasty to make a
Mhm.
choice, to make that choice.
Mhm.
So it's really that place that we inhabit when we make a choice. So when we come to a place, and this is another you gave for example a tool to focus,
Mhm.
right? Then there are many breathing tools. Towards the end of the program, I want to talk about this Kabbalistic breathing meditation technique that I work with, and I work it in workshops and show clients, and I want to offer this here because it really helps. There are also many sound tools to be used for relaxation and for releasing of toxins.
Mhm.
So So how was your week as far as choices?
I had to make some tough choices actually this week. We're all bound by family obligations, responsibilities,
Yeah,
financial obligations. And this week I had some tough choices in the sense of what I felt was not right or wrong, but what my conscience felt was the right thing to do so I can be at peace.
yeah.
And so it was really, and it's like, trying to make the peace and trying to make everybody happy, or do I
See,
make myself happy?
yeah, you see that's a very common thing for, and it's a common thing for many people who've been abused or as children, is to accommodate everybody else.
Mhm.
And when you accommodate everybody else, how much of yourself do you give for love or peace, for example?
Correct.
How much
Yeah.
of your own thing you chunk out?
And I'm very happy with the choice I made in the sense that it all worked out because you could feel it in your body. Really, my whole
Yeah,
thing is paying attention to your body. When you are in tune with your body, when you do get that center, I knew when I sat and I thought, okay, no, this is the right choice. Okay, yes, I'm missing a day of work. Yes, this might cause something on this end. But you know what? This is what I feel that is the right choice for this person who is going through something.
yeah.
So I'd love to hear, like I said, some of the choices
It
you all have
was.
made today, and it was tough. And there's a sacrifice to every choice, and um,
I don't see it as a sacrifice. Maybe as an outcome, as there is a cause and effect.
okay,
So
yeah,
here's the thing. It's like a cause and effect. There are four. You know how those mazes. You have those drawing of mazes, and you have four openings on the
hmm
top, and you have four openings on the bottom. And on one of the openings there is an apple, and it says which one reaches the apple,
hmm
right? It's a cause and effect. So I choose this. This is where it'll lead me to. If I choose this, this is where it'll lead me to. So,
well,
but
perhaps.
sacrifice.
Well, I meant sacrifice in the sense of there are some things that I wanted to do that I wasn't able to do, so I sacrificed doing. You know,
I
I
see.
was looking forward to doing something, but it felt at peace to do what the choice I made. Does that
Yeah,
make
yeah, yeah,
sense?
for sure. Because it's like we want many times we want something, and we're like so going at it, and we want it so much, and we end up doing something else because
Yeah.
that was what presented, that was what's right
A
for that moment.
That's right. A few years back, my mom,
Yeah.
I was going to go to my high school reunion with my brother Rock, and I grew up in Texas, so was going to go
Yeehaw.
back. Well, the day before we are going to leave, my mom gets hit by a car. Now,
Oh
obviously, this
wow.
wasn't a sacrifice; it was an immediate decision, of course, because my mom is my everything. So, but that was still, it was like you have all this fun. This is how choices can be like that, just like that. Now, there's another choice. Okay, I'm obligated to go with someone, but do I go this place because
Well,
it's the right thing
so
for.
so here's the thing about whether you know if your choices are right. We look at the end goal of your goal, at the end
Mhm.
result of your goal. Is your choice supporting your goal? Is your choice supporting your your your, your goal in the path that you're going? And that's really how you know if it is,
Yeah,
if it is really conducive to you. The fact that we may want stuff, but not everything that we want is good for us.
correct.
You
That's the
know.
whole thing. And that's why I said getting centered, so you're not reacting to this or that. For me, it's like, okay, this feels right now. And I always tell people before you send that text, before, you're in anger or before you respond and you don't know what um, to do nothing.
Exactly. If you have a
Do
doubt,
nothing.
in doubt, just
Do
stay
nothing.
stay
Stay
put.
still.
Stay put.
I always said, do not send a text until you're ready.
So here's the thing with the text. A text doesn't have an emotion. So when
Mm.
you write a text, whatever you felt when you wrote this text stayed with you once you hit the send button. It didn't go with the text.
And how I receive it could be
And how you
perceived
receive could be completely different.
than what the intention was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why text. How,
Who?
how many times are you relate? I see relationship. I mean, people communicating to me about stuff
Mhm.
via text. I'm not doing it over
Mm-mm.
text. You want? Call me.
Call me.
I
Exactly.
was like, there's no where is that you feel the sound, you feel the person, you are the energy. It's the text is blind.
Yeah.
It just brings you the text, and whoever receives it deploys their state of being. So the choices that we make is the state of the being that I was talking about. And when you receive a text, it's the state of being that you receive, that you are in, that will make this text go this way or the other way.
Well, you're the one that taught me because I didn't really know the importance of sound. Yes, music but when we're hearing each other's voice, I mean,
Absolutely.
the sound does have this certain frequency and the
Absolutely.
tonality, and it does inhibit or inhabit rather the response of the other person.
Yeah, yeah.
So in a text, it could be interpreted in many ways, but when we're speaking, like, oh, okay,
It's different. We
he's not
feel
in
the
anger or
vibration, you know.
he's.
No, you could feel the vibration when I speak with you. You
Mhm.
can feel the vibration of the voice that comes. You can feel the energy. It's a whole different thing with sound. Now, there are sessions. I do sound sessions online as well. It's an experience, completely fascinating experience, but it's different. It's different than being in the flesh.
No, my daughter just had a session with iLan a couple weeks ago.
A couple of weeks ago, yeah.
Oh my goodness, she actually fell asleep. She said, when she came out, she was clear,
Yeah.
and I'm very sensitive to sound and smell and touch. So when I had my first one, I've been to sound baths and they were all very overwhelming for me. And I wasn't a fan of them until that. So that's one of his modalities for many healing properties. And when we're trying to clear something out. So my first session with him, again, felt this utter relaxation. I was a little bit tense because I don't like I don't like sounds. I don't like firecrackers. I don't like any of those loud sounds. But it really does reverberate through the body.
Yeah, and the way that sound works, um, like there have been times when the energy and the vibration would flow from top to bottom,
Mm.
and you could feel. Doesn't matter if I play the ball near your head or on this side or on top of your body, you will feel. The intention is for you to feel the vibration and the energy goes across all your body through your toes. And if there is something that is unclear, there is some kind of a spiritual traffic jam, then it'll stop wherever that is. Or if it needs an attention, or if there is an ailment, or if there is a certain body part that is not healthy, the energy will stop there and will circulate around us. So the sound is also the only modality that tells me how you're doing without you telling me how you're doing.
What the visual I saw when you were saying that is like almost like where the stuck part is. Let's say my heart space, it's stuck, whatever that may be. It's like when you do the heart thing, I saw it almost like disintegrating it and releasing it,
Yeah,
and then
that's
healing it, like not band-aiding, but getting it from the core of.
well. You saw you hear it. Here's the thing. We are, how old are you? 30. So 30 years.
I'm like 2 25-year-olds. Who can resist that? There we go.
What was I going to say?
I don't know.
So
You're
now
the
you
one
go.
that you throw me up. You say a joke
I said, I forget it.
and then you forget. So let us know what he was saying.
No,
I don't know.
what was I talking about? I was just talking.
Sound. I
Oh,
don't
so,
know. Now you got me
so,
off. So y'all tell
okay.
us if you're paying
So,
attention.
so, well, I mean, I don't know if you can tell me. You can tell
Yeah,
us what I
please
was
write it
just
down.
saying.
I don't remember what we were saying, but it was
That
about
was
sound.
sound.
And then you.
Okay, what were
No,
we
but I
talking about?
recommend really honestly, not pimping his services, but I'm pimping his services because I've experienced it, and so has my daughter and many other people that I refer to him.
Well,
What
thank
I
you.
love what he does is he actually makes his own tea from fresh herbs. Taking that before, it puts you in a very calm state. Explain what your teas are, because this
No.
is part of it. You don't need it, but this is.
No, you don't need it, but it's cultivating the relaxation, the
Mhm.
calmness, releasing of toxins. Tea is called high tea, and it's made out of different herbs and plants that cultivate heart opening, body presence, different chakras activation. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, I like it. So, Megan liked it.
Yeah, Megan, I loved it. What, people always ask me, because, my title, whatever our title is, intuitive spiritual psychologist, counselor, therapist, mentor, whatever the words are, there is a difference between counseling and therapy, right? Counseling, like therapy, is reaching back deep within the root, or I call it the umbilical cord, and releasing those blockages, whatever modalities you use, so you could live a better life in the now. Life coaching, or coaching, is we're taking the present moment and we're striving to make this moment and the future moment. So let's say for a diet, you've tried every diet, right? You're not losing, you're not losing. Well, the therapy goes back and like, why do you have a relationship,
That's
a
right.
poor
That's right.
relationship with
That's
food?
right.
So we go there, we clear that, we work on that. Then the counseling part, I'm a life coach too, so that's why I wanted to learn both modalities. I don't want to just get stuck on one. So the coaching part would be like, okay, now we're going to see what's right for
That's
your
right.
body. It's not about losing weight. It's about
It's about
feeling good.
harmony. It's about
Yes,
harmony because
within.
it is not, people talking about balance, and usually people think about 50-50. This is harmony. It's about, if we harmonize everything, then also you can eat maybe more than usual and still
Oh, hi,
keep
Carney.
and still keep that physique that you want, or that
Right.
weight that you want. It's really all harmonized.
So you don't want to get mixed up with the counseling and the therapy, and that's what I do. I balance both. I mean, like I said, it doesn't matter what the words are. Same with him. He uses sound, he uses teas. Oh my goodness,
Well, the thing is,
breathing.
the sound and the teas are really tools, really, to get in and to
Mhm.
to dive in and to find out really what is causing your blockage now, what is causing your blockage, and how we can release it and bring your gifts. And many times, bringing the gifts to the world requires to actually go therapies,
Yeah,
go to do therapy, because the reason those gifts are blocked is because some wounds that
right.
happen.
Well,
So
and that's where I feel my practice is a little bit unique because I didn't get, I'm not registered as a PhD. I do have a master's, but there's so many rules. So I'm allowed the freedom to get to the umbilical cord and see what it is. Like I
yeah.
said, interesting when my daughter had the sound she had brought up. I know it's very silly, but you are releasing toxins. She went potty more afterwards. I know.
No, no,
I,
it's not silly. It's actually not
it's
silly at
really
all.
great.
It's
And
not
boy,
silly
if
at
she's
all.
listening, she's going to be so mad. But no, she won't. She told me, she goes, Mom, I'm releasing, like going to the bathroom more and I'm wanting water. And she rested that night. So whatever works for you, like it's very difficult. I can just love and support my children through whatever they're going through. But that's where we need an outside influence to get another perspective.
Yeah.
Or I couldn't do a sound session on my daughter. One, I don't know how to do sound, except for no, no, Megan.
No, no, Megan.
No, 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 Megan. But she's amazing, and my son is so amazing, and
Well, you could
it's
do.
about children. They've
Yeah,
been my
yeah.
inspiration for
You're good.
everything.
You're great with kids.
They're
You're great with kids. You have to see her with kids when she work with kids. It's just
well,
like a
I
whole immersive experience.
and I
Really,
love the
really
inner
great.
child. I call myself the inner child specialist because I can see the child in everyone. I don't care if you are 3 or my oldest client is 89, and her name is Maggie, and she's from the valley, and she just calls up and we go over things, and she's amazing. But still, she has, I see the little girl when she talks, she's 89, and
Yeah,
still those triggers, because in her generation they didn't talk about things. It's
that's
like putting
right.
the laundry under
That's
the
right.
and I
Absolutely.
said, hey Maggie, I said, you know what happens when we shove all that under the rug? It builds up and we trip. I'm not gonna let you trip.
And it stinks too eventually.
It eventually depends what you're putting under there. Yeah, shit, I got it. Shit under there. I was thinking dust, but even better. So I love her when she calls me up, and it's a spiritual update. It's like, I need a tune up, Gina. I'm like, okay. And whether it's spiritual behind it, yes, spiritual
Everything
is
is, you see,
different.
everything is spirit. Here's the
Yes,
thing. Everything, I believe that everything that is in this realm, everything that happens for us, right? Whatever, has a spiritual reason and cause. Everything has a spiritual reason and cause. The way that you meet, the way why you met, when you met, who you've met, you know, everything has a reason, and it has a reason for why the timing is happening exactly now.
even though we don't know it, and that's the frustrating part, because it's like when you're in the midst of trauma or a choice to make, like we're talking about choices to make, you don't know the fear is the unknown.
That's exactly what it is. So when you are in the trauma, or in the story, or you're experiencing something, and here's the thing, and this is when you are triggered, okay? Because how are we experiencing something? We're triggered. We're not going now. We're not going to. Uh, we're not living when we were 10 years old. We're actually kind of trying to go back to those places. But what happens is that we're triggered. We're triggered, and what comes up is our responses, our trigger responses, and it could be anger, could be shut down, could be shutting down, could be
Sad
just
grief.
sadness, grief, everything. And so when you're in that space, You can't make these healthy choices. When I say healthy, is unattached choices that are not emotionally attached, that are not made because of some kind of an emotional charge or some kind of an attachment, or can't let go, or upset, or anger, or can make the choices that will come out of it will bear the fruits of that anger or traumatic or triggering. So this is so. But here, what happens many times, and this is what happens to me. Now it happens in a kind of a shorter time, and that's eventually the goal, to be it live on as it happens. So this is what I call
Wait, so
trigger time, true
you,
time.
yeah, you become live in the moment. Oh, like in the, that's a really good way of looking at it. You're to stay live in the moment
Yeah.
rather than,
Well,
okay,
we're getting triggered. Whatever is happening, you said something, I got triggered, and that trigger caused me to be in a certain place, and to do certain things, or maybe even to say certain things.
based
Maybe,
upon your past experience.
well, let's say you said something and you triggered me, right? You
Okay.
you you know you told me to do something,
Hey,
and I
you don't
and
have your wig on. I like your wig better.
like you tell me something what to do, and I have a trigger with somebody telling me what to do.
Tell you more. Go ahead. Okay.
So
So
that
let's
that
role play.
so let's role
Let's
play.
role
So
play. Like, can you, like, the camera's more on you than me? I'll be diva.
you don't need to be hard. No,
So
but
I say that.
let's say you're telling me, oh, why don't you say this, or
Oh,
why didn't
why
you?
didn't you tell me this? Why did you say that? Oh, why did you say that to me?
Well,
I'm over here.
oh.
Just kidding.
uh, so
How would you respond, react?
so the trigger was like, don't tell me what to do, or don't tell me
Mm.
what to say.
That's the reaction, you mean?
That's the reaction.
Okay.
That's my reaction. Don't tell
Okay.
me what to say, or don't put me in a confinement, or don't tell me how to be or what to
Yeah.
be, or that kind of stuff,
Perfect.
right? So that's the trigger, right? So that's the trigger.
So let's do route number 2.
So the number two is the true time. The true time is when I realize that I got triggered, right? So the true time is like, after time passes, the sand kind of settle down on the ocean. How do you say, the ocean floor? Like when
Mm-hmm.
you walk in the ocean, and
Mm-hmm.
you put your foot on, and all of a sudden goes up, and blah, blah, blah.
The visual storyteller.
Yeah. So the sand is down. Now you look and say, oh, you know what? I got triggered. So that's true time. There was a trigger time, and then there was the time that I realized that I got triggered. Now, between the time that I got triggered until the time that I realized that I got triggered, like we're sitting and talking now, could go a day, could go an hour, could go 2 days, could go a week. It depends on the level of the escalation, or where it went, or how far one took it.
So how would we do it
So,
the healthy way?
so it's to realize. First of all, we need to realize. So we realize that there is trigger time and that there is true time. And the time between the trigger time and true time is this alter state, is this game. I'm in the game. I'm in the matrix. Why? Because all my choices and all my relation to that person, or to whatever, is coming from that place of, I got triggered. From the trigger time to the true time. Now, the more I'm aware of this, the shorter the time becomes. So the shorter the time between the trigger time and the true time, until to a point where you actually are processing what is happening real time, and not reacting to the way that I say, oh, don't tell me how, and all this kind of stuff. Instead of reacting, you are actually responding, because you brought it in and you process it. So you have trigger time, true time, and the time in between. What do you do with this? What do you do with what you've discovered? So now,
So let me do this scenario again. And this is the healthy way. But this took a lot of work, and this is what you
this is
do
the this is
workshops
the,
and things
yes,
to teach.
this,
So
this this is what we do in the this is what I do in the workshop, and
mhm,
and how, what the processes and
mhm.
the steps, and what happens in each scenario, in each situation. How do we address that? What happens if you have some major decision to make while you're in that
Emotional state.
emotional state? So there are.
Okay, so let's do it in the healthy way. Whatever you have to process. We can't process a day because we don't have a day.
We don't have
So
a day.
why
So
did you tell me that? Why would you say that to me?
all right. So two things. Okay, two things. First of all, I'm processing it now. Actually,
Yeah, how
it's
would you do?
interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so the first thing is when this is happening is to recognize it. Is to recognize this is happening. But many times
That's your trigger,
we're
right?
triggered. So we're triggered. It's like a knee jerk. So it's like, why are you telling me how to say or what to say or
That's what
why?
you want to say. That's the old
That's the
pattern.
trigger. That's the
Yeah.
old pattern, right?
Okay.
That's the old pattern. But here's the thing: if you flip what is being said as what is being said to me or because of me or whatever to the other side is like, why do you say that? So right, like you told me this, why do you say that? Why do you say that? Why do you say what you're saying?
Because it hurt my feelings, and I feel like you weren't acknowledging and valuing how I feel.
I see. From your standpoint, I recognize that. From your standpoint, I realize it's a valid point.
Hmm.
But it's just like we talked about texts. That's not where I came from. I didn't come from that place. My intention when I said what I said is completely different. So, so I understand what you're saying. It makes sense if I look only from where you're looking from, I can understand that. And it is not where I come from. So you can either respond to what was told to truth, and right, and truth has no emotions. So just see what happened, or believe in what you want to believe, and make the story, and then you're angry because of the story that you made that didn't exist in the first place, and the choices that you make are coming from the anger that you made from the story that didn't exist in the first place.
Shakalaka laka.
Shaka laka laka
So, do
boom.
you notice I stood back, stayed still, and listened to him until he was in completion? Because
That's
we
another
want to
thing.
bounce back. We're like, no, no, you're not listening to me.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Mhm.
I sat down. This is what also we teach together and what I do individually as well. Um, Role playing with couples.
Yeah, that's what.
Even mother daughter, mother son, son father, any relationship, coworker.
You just role play and
It's shutting
and
down and being
bringing out,
still.
yes, yes, and bringing out what is the ideal, what is the ideal situation. The ideal solution all the time is first of all to talk. If it has nothing with talking and not texting, I knew somebody once that she was um, we couldn't have a conversation. I mean, obviously I'm at 50% there too, so couldn't have a conversation, but she could write great emails. Like we'll
Mm-hmm.
sit in another room, we'll sit here, and she's in another room, and we're not talking, but she'll write me a 3-page email.
That's because she's stuck in her throat.
Yeah, she's so at that time. But at that time, I was big trigger time. I was in big trigger time.
Hey, Jay.
I was in
Hey, darling.
Triggerland.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody there.
Hello.
So you are here at Abracadabra, Create What You Speak, with myself, iLan Azoulai, and with Gina, and we didn't talk about where we are. We were here last time.
Yeah.
We're in the tent.
We're in a tent.
We're in the tent in my
It's really
backyard.
cool. And we've been talking about giving tools throughout the show about choices and role playing on how to kind of handle situations when you have to make a tough choice or when you are, I love it,
Trigger time, true time.
which is a great
So this is
is
part of the workshop. We weren't talking about choices. We're talking about the places that we inhabit when we make choices. What place do you inhabit within yourself when you make a choice?
which is usually in triggers.
Well, no. If I need
It's
to make a
not. Are you
choice, if
going
I
to
need
have
to make
enchiladas or
no. But if I need to make a choice, it depends where I am.
emotion? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I may not be emotional. I mean, the whole thing is to come to a place where we can make a choice, not from an emotional place, right? So, so yeah, so that's
Hi, Edward.
got a lot of over there. How many people do we have?
I don't know.
Quite a
Nice.
bit. Hello. If you have any
Hello, everybody.
questions, you can
Yeah,
ask. You can
please
type.
write a comment. We love it. Oh, thank you.
Look
Hearts.
at that. Yeah, nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
So yeah, I love going over. I feel like offering these tools and we'll give them something to do today and think about because every day we're faced with choices and emotions and especially during this time as the holidays approach.
Oh yeah.
So there's a lot of choices to be made and And since we're out of the, well, we're not completely out of the COVID, but still this is affecting the holidays
It
and
is.
travel. And
Have you even traveled? When was that? I don't remember.
I
Last
haven't,
last time I was on an airplane was, I think, two something years ago when I went to
yeah,
Israel.
I went a year ago actually to visit my mom. One
Yeah.
year
In
exactly ago.
Minnesota, no?
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yes. And my brothers, Michael and
Miguel.
Vinny. Vinny the Pooh. Vinny Poo Poo. That's my baby brother.
Mig
So,
and Miguel.
and Miguel, Michael. Rocky's not watching. You
It's
can
not?
tell we're Italian. Michael, Gina, Rocky, Vinny. So
It's like you could be in that movie with Al Pacino and everything. It's just like,
hey, I'm down. I've been
well,
trying to manifest.
like Gina is an actor as well, and you've been in a bunch of movies. We were just talking yesterday about the movie where with Clint Eastwood,
Yeah,
right?
Jersey Boys.
Jersey Boys.
Amazing, yeah.
Yeah.
It was amazing, and for me that was reflective of my father wasn't alive at the time, and he loved Dirty Harry and all the westerns, and so
So
Gran
it wasn't.
Torino, and
So it was like so
it's
for
like being
you.
connected to my dad and of a memory. It's not really Clint Eastwood and stuff, although he was very
No, no. So
lovely.
it was what you. So that's interesting. So you connected with Clint Eastwood in his movie, and that is that kind of almost like created a circle or closed a circle for you and your dad. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
is
like
that like
paradoxical in the sense of I'm actually meeting him. Like, how many times did my family, we sat in the living room, watched TV, and he's like, yeah, Clint Eastwood, beautiful, or, and it's like, so it was very, what's the word? Oh, see, now I'm getting,
you're getting what? She's getting mush now, mushy now.
well, November's a really tough time.
What? Why is it for? Because you have a lot of shifts going on,
Yeah,
no?
my dad passed away the day after Thanksgiving many years, so November is very tough for my family, and oh God.
It's okay. It's
But
okay. Wait. So here's the thing. Something is happening that is triggering you. You're being triggered. Now, it's trigger is not necessarily all the time to in the negative, but trigger is bringing you to a place of, you're back in that place. This is the illusion of trigger. The trigger takes us to as if we were there, as if we are in that time, as if we are in that place, as if we are experiencing what this trigger caused us in the first place, as if we are experiencing the source of that trigger,
Mhm.
right? So you're experiencing now that's the source of the trigger. That's you and your dad were pretty close, huh?
Yeah, yeah, very, very. He was the rock of the family. So,
Yeah.
but one story about my dad really, I really love. We were
Yeah.
all cooks. We all cooked. I
Of
learned how to
course, the
cook,
Italian.
but my dad cooked too. But he made his meatloaf. Nobody knew what was in it, and we just catch him patting it like a little baby. Like my children were raised since in utero with my mom and dad, and so we always like, oh, Papa's meatloaf, and so we'd go over. So it's interesting. After he passed away, I couldn't eat meatloaf.
Really?
Couldn't eat meatloaf for a year.
Wow. But you eat meatloaf now?
Well, we honored him and made a meatloaf. It's not like my dad's, but I made a meatloaf, and my children and we ate it, and it was like
Was it like
we're
your
honoring him.
dad's?
No, it wasn't like my dad's, but the fact that I processed the grief, and
Yeah.
we said our next show we're gonna
We'll
talk
talk
about
about.
grief and
We'll talk
tools
about.
on how to process through grief and all types of grief, because grief is in many forms. But
Grief is many forms.
so
There are different stages.
I can have the trigger true time, like you said. I love that saying. That's his patent. So I was triggered now, and I could have shied away, or I've learned to process that trigger of my dad and Thanksgiving, and try to reframe every November that,
Yeah.
you know.
Notice, also different triggers are different behaviors. Like notice your trigger when you were triggered. Now, what happened? You became uncomfortable in your seat. You just want it's as if you wanted to just bury yourself, to get out. To notice what this is how body language works. Notice what your body does when you're triggered.
Yeah.
What your body does. Your body is your guide. Your mind is your pride.
Well, I went back to
it's
the inner
like,
child because I was thinking of my dad and
exactly.
passing away,
Exactly.
and so I went childlike because all the memories come flooding back, especially around Thanksgiving. Again, he was in the hospital, and I remember making turkey, and people were coming to my house, and I don't even remember making the turkey, but November's very tough.
The
Like I
turkey
said, I
took
miss
off.
him, and I don't even remember how many years it's been, but it feels like yesterday when I'm every November, it's.
Yeah, I hear you. No, I hear you. This is also around the same time my dad passed away.
Yeah,
So it's
November's
I
a
get it.
tough month.
Yes.
But very grateful to be here, and
Well, there's a lot of shifting, a lot of
yeah, a
openings.
lot of openings.
A lot of openings during this month.
Hmm.
There's a lot of different openings. Every month has its own blessings.
Hmm.
It's just, yeah. So
Anyway,
anyway, well,
see,
here's the
this
thing.
helps. This is beautiful.
This
Palo
Palo
Santo,
Santo is
yeah,
really, it's clearing, it's bringing you into
it
a
does.
space of
Yeah,
your roots, your ancestral.
yeah.
You're just
It's a great
really,
modality. I mean, who doesn't like the smell of a wood?
well, I mean, hey,
I mean, a fire burning. There's nothing more soothing than
the
that.
tent is
The
burning.
tent is burning. Ah,
So the reason I wanted to talk about a breathing technique.
this is great.
A breathing technique. It's a Kabbalistic breathing technique, and it comes from uh, and it's based on a four-letter word in Hebrew.
Uh-oh. Begins with L F.
No, no. Uh, Sha.
Rashad Muta.
That's the. I think that's the logo slogan of
Yeah.
the show. It's like the
Rashad
Sharmut.
Muta. Maluka, whatever, all of them.
So that word, that four-letter word, is actually one of the synonyms for the word joy in Hebrew. Okay, so in English, joy is joy. There's one word called joy, but in Hebrew, you have 10 words that are representing 10 different levels of the actual act of joy, or actually being in joy. There are 10 levels, 10 synonyms. There are 10 letters, 10 words for that in Hebrew, and one of them is called chedva. Now, chedva is the beginning of an experience. It's any beginning of an experience is like it's like a blast and then comes back a little bit. It's like boom, right? Everything is every beginning of something. Every beginning of something is a little bit more than the continuation of the experience. I'll give you an example.
Yeah, I'm
Give you an
confused.
example. You go up on a roller coaster,
Okay.
right? You climb, you climb, you climb, you climb. Just before you drop the first drop, right? Your ass leaves the chair for a split of a second. As it goes, as it starts dropping, your body stays up for a split of seconds, and you are separated from the chair.
Mm.
And that's the exhilarating feeling that you're getting when you're going down a roller coaster. The initial, if you notice, the initial point of experience is that chadva, and that is the initial point of experience. Like just like the roller coaster, where you have that where your ass is living as before you go down, your ass is just leaving the chair, like
Levitating.
levitating because of the gravity. That's chadva. That's the beginning of an experience. It's the beginning of an experience, and it's chedva comes from the word chad, sharp, like a knife, like you can cut it. It's that
That
noticeable,
initial.
that initial, the
Okay. Okay.
initial, just the initial thing. And so this is what it is. And so the word is chedva is from the eighth letter chet, the fourth letter daled, the sixth letter vav, and the fifth letter hey. And so the eight, 4, 6, and 5. And what you do is you inhale for 8, hold for 4, exhale for 6.
Nose or mouth?
Well, when I'm talking, it's mouth. Here's the difference
But
between nose and mouth.
yeah.
If you're doing it all in your nose, you're keeping your body temperature inside. You're
Okay.
keeping it inside, and that's okay. Sometimes when I do certain meditations, it's with nose breathing only, to keep the temperature and to keep everything inside. The mouth will cool your body off.
So what do we want to do in this breathing exercise?
In
If
this
I were to,
breathing, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can through your mouth, and what will happen is you will notice that at first what I'm counting because it's irregular. Oh,
Mhm.
8, 4, 6, 5. But you'll notice that after like 3, 4 times.
Can you run me through it?
Yeah.
Okay, because then they can do it
So
too. Okay, so
so
do you have to be in a certain?
well, the best thing is to lay down, but you're good like this.
I'll lie down.
So you take out air,
Okay.
everything. Take out the air. Take out the air.
Wait.
Out. Okay. And you fill your stomach, you fill your belly with air. And it's easier to do our chest because many times people are shallow breathing, but hold for 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. In 8. Hold for 4. Out for 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Ooh,
Hold for 5.
lightheaded.
Now you start feeling lightheaded.
Lightheaded.
And
Oh my
and
gosh.
and the thing is that at first,
What is that lightheadedness?
well, that's the way that you're regulating the oxygen to your brain. So if you're used to breathe a lot, now it's hot also. And so if you are, try when you're running not to breathe, just to take long breaths. You can't take long breaths. You have to
Mm-mm.
take short breaths to keep your
Right.
body cool,
Right.
right? And so because you're taking long breaths,
Mm.
you are creating some kind of a movement inside you. So it's going to be in the beginning. You will notice that before you reach the number 8, you're already filled up, and that's okay. So still count to 8, and you will notice that as you go through it, you will learn how to time your breathing in, so you can breathe 8 fully 8. And if you breathe with your belly, you let your belly expand, and after you're done with your belly, then you can let your chest expand. So you have two chambers. You have two chambers for breathing. And so as you practice this, you will not need to count eventually. You will do it automatically. And this will bring you to the place of joy. This is
Yeah.
joy cultivating breathing technique. Now, when you're going through like an argument, discussion, an argument, whatever that is with somebody, it's kind of like you're not going to say, "Okay, let me take 8 breaths, and then we'll continue." I mean, internally, you could do that if you are
That's why I
aware of
use the
that.
modality of mind. You hold it as long as you can. I mean, until you can't. You remember as kids, you'd go through a tunnel, you hold your breath, and then you make a wish?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Same thing. I want you to hold your
Oh, you
breath.
made a
If,
wish?
yeah, you make a wish when you go through the tunnel.
I
So
want to wish to get out with my hair on.
that's okay. You wish you were alive at the end. So you hold it as long as you can, and then you breathe out. Same thing if you don't have the 8 count. It's like
Yes, yes.
if somebody triggers you and you're like your first response, just reaction, just hold it, hold it, hold it. It's there's something to the breath. Like I said, if you just tried this, I got lightheaded. And I used to be a chest breather because I'm an athlete.
Yeah, yeah.
So I wasn't used to breathing through
And this is
my
with women.
diaphragm.
With women is very important. Ladies, whoever is watching.
Yeah.
Many women are shallow breathers, and that's a lot with stress and with dealing with everything. But what's happening with women that I notice is once you start embracing deep breaths, belly breaths, your life will change completely. Just being conscious to the breath of belly breathing, feeling your belly out. Now, the best way to do that, to notice that you're doing it well, is lay down, put the book on your belly,
Mm.
lay down. Now you look down and you're focusing on raising the book only. If you see your chest is coming up, then you're not doing it right.
Oh,
And
shoot.
after you're done with the chest, then with the belly, then you can raise your chest and fill it up. But first is the belly, and then you'll see as the book goes up and down, you'll know if you're breathing right,
Oh.
because it's a belly breathing, right? And so that technique will relax you in every situation. Will actually not just relax you, will reverse whatever place you are in to a place of joy, to a place of contentment.
Yeah, contentment,
Contentment.
peace,
Yeah.
neutrality. Yeah.
And the gardener started. It
It
started
starts
right
good.
away when it started, when we're about to be done.
Exactly. That's
It just
okay.
it's
We've gone through so many
went
tools,
through
and I
so many
think
things. Yeah.
so. That's every week. That's our purpose, just to
Well,
be
whenever we're
connected
here,
with
yeah.
you, and
Yeah. And is
or
there if
whatever.
there is
Every week, every
anything?
other week. What's time? I don't know. Whenever
Well,
we can be in the
yeah.
tent.
Whenever we can be in the tent, whenever we can do that, we're going to
Yeah.
do that. Um, it's really fun. I really like this thing that we're on the road kind of thing.
Yeah.
This.
It's very relaxed. I mean, I love the studio feel, and we've been asked to do it in a couple of studios, and
Yeah,
it's
we did
great.
right.
Yeah,
I
South Bay
didn't.
Live has
Yeah.
asked, and they've asked me, and they've asked that I can bring a guest, or we can do a show, South Bay Live, which is in the South Bay, Redondo, Hermosa.
Oh
So
yeah,
I'm
let's do that.
going to investigate that further. They want me to call them, so I don't think I even mentioned it to you. They contacted me yesterday. No,
Ah,
I'm bringing them in without even asking. So we have a studio
ah,
there that we could do,
oh,
which is great,
cool. Oh, good, good,
and they
good.
have a green screen and everything. And
Uh, you
it's
know what? I don't like green screens.
well, you could create a background if you
I
want.
know. I hate green screens. I
We
mean,
don't
look at it.
have to,
We
but
don't have green screen.
it's an option.
It's like it's like no, no. I get that. I'm just like you see green screens. You know right away people are on green
Yeah,
screens,
yeah,
right? Because you can, you can see some green. It's not sitting
yeah.
right. You're too tight. The hair is too
Too
tight on
tight.
you. The thing, everything is like because you're on a green screen. It's like
Anyway, that's one
yeah.
option. But I really love the tent. Is like such a relaxed environment.
This is my Moroccan tent.
Yeah, we never know where we're gonna be.
Yeah, but it was great. It started a few weeks ago when we
He was diddling with the the sound buttons, and we were
I like
uninvited.
I need to know how I sound. I want to know how I sound like.
That's what
It's
happens when
like
you start diddling with the wrong
diddling with the
buttons.
buttons. I was like, all right, fine.
You gotta be careful where you diddle.
Nah, it's okay. I've diddled enough. I've diddled enough,
So,
I've diddled in the other studios.
so
So yeah, so we have those studios but we'll see. We may continue doing it here because it's really kind of like
yeah, if you want to invite us to your studio,
you
invite
invite
us.
us to a studio, invite us
CBS,
to a show.
ABS,
We are
Warner
working with
Brothers,
we're working
whatever.
with couples. We're working
Mhm.
in therapy with couples, and so
We're
some of the
formulating
tools
a workshop. So
some of the tools that we talked about today are there, but there's so much more and
well,
so
actually,
much
play
more to
shop.
gain.
I really don't like the word
Play
workshop.
shop,
I like play
play
shops.
shop, play shop is
So
better.
play shops.
Play shop is
It's just
better.
those are the things before
I got a
COVID that I used
play
to get to
shop.
do with kids and adults. And sometimes I just work with women. Sometimes it's men and women, children, teens, adults.
Yeah.
Again, inner child. And I always bring JoJo into it because
Jojo is
Jo's
her.
my character in my book. She's a fairy angel, and her books are conscious stories that
Yeah,
teach tools. And so,
yeah.
and you've
Jojo
got
is.
a movie coming out. You're going to be working on.
Oh
Just tell
well,
them about your movie.
I'm working on this documentary for. Are you talking about that?
Yes, of
Okay.
course.
For now 10 years now. 10, 11,
Beautiful.
10, 11. I thought when I started, the funny thing is, I thought when I started, just a year, I get the movie in, out, boom, 1 year, I'm out.
Well, I like how you said timing though. Like it comes out when it
It's
comes out.
timing. It's if it would come out then at that time, it would miss its really true potential. Like what it can really be. Yeah, it could have been, but it would be only a film about sex trafficking, but it's way beyond that. It's about can we rise above what society reduced us to be, or what we reduced ourselves to be? Can we rise above that?
Choices.
And yeah, and it talks about three people from different places of the world that they ended up inhabiting, that despite their childhood dreams, right?
Right. Look at that.
Despite their childhood dreams, they all ended up inhabiting the red light district of Tel Aviv. And so I'll say enough about that. I won't say more about that. But I remember when I started the film, it was 10, 11 years ago, and now in series post production.
Yeah. Well,
And
and
so,
Alan, I mean, you're working on some major. We can't say right now. Major video editing for some.
some musician.
Yeah, we can't say it
Yeah,
yet.
I can't say her name
But
yet.
yeah, it's amazing.
So thank you. So
So
thank you. So that would be nice when it comes out. It was just some logistical things. And yeah, what are you?
I'm
We
working on
start
my
working on the fifth book,
fifth
right?
book, yes, and I have a fifth and a sixth book, and still pushing for it to be an animation. So we're working on that, or I'm working on that.
So if anybody is watching and want to donate their animation, it's not donate; it's like an exchange because
Yeah, I'm looking for it to be an animation. I do have a short on my website, and website's on. He gives the website on the StreamYard, or you can go to our profiles.
so let
Body
me
Soul Sound on Instagram. I'm JoJo by Gigi.
Jojo by
And on
Gigi.
Facebook, obviously Gina Ann and iLan Azoulai gives us, has our website. So reach out if you want services.
So this
Interested if you
is
need further
absolutely.
assistance or questions, please.
So tell them your website.
It is
Dub
www.
dub dub.
Gina GINA ANN author
R
AUTHOR.com.
com. Okay, let's see.
So
Save. Let's see. Do this.
great. So
There we go. And now
Thank you
we have
for
this.
having me on. Perfect. It's at the
We
bottom.
have at the bottom the
Woohoo!
website, and the
All
website for both
information's
of
on there.
us. And so, yeah, come ginaandauthor.com. Yep,
This is sound.
bodysoulsound.com.
Perfect.
This is for us. This is how you can reach us. You can reach us also via the gram of the Insta
The
and
messenger
and
and
the Messenger and the Facebook. And it's lovely being here. Thank you, Gina.
thank you.
Yeah, it's great. So
We'd like to encourage questions too.
if you yeah, if you have questions, you type it in.
Yeah,
It's no
well,
problem. That's always it's always willkommen. So, thank you very much for being here. It's
thank
been
you.
pleasure being with you today again. This is
Thank you.
Abracadabra, create what you speak. By the way, Abracadabra comes from the Aramaic word Evracadabra, two words actually, Evracadabra, which means I create as I speak, literally. So we create what we speak, we manifest.
Oh, that I want to do a whole show on that.
A
This is
manifestation.
the master
Well,
manifester.
there is a way to do that. There's a way to do that.
And
So it's
I want to
wonderful.
do one whole show on that. That's
We'll
people.
do that.
I've had so many clients ask, and I'm a manifester, but not like Milan is.
No, well, thank you, thank you. But
Truth is
it
truth.
is it is what it is. It took. Here's the thing. I kept going on through life saying, "Oh, I need to learn this, need to learn this to know this and this and this and that." But actually, what it is I need to unlearn this, to remove a filter, because what I want to do and how I am is already there. It's just been covered by filters all these years.
Mm.
So it's more removing, peeling the layers.
Feeling the
Olger has layers, no?
voiceovers.
Voiceovers too, yeah. All
Thank
girls
you.
have layers. Thank you very much, Gina Ann. I'm iLan Azoulai. Have a wonderful week. Create what you speak. Talk to you soon. Bye bye. Hold on.